We've been told that we cannot have our property the way that we want it, and that should terrify the people of the state of Michigan.
A Freeland area family is in a fight with state agencies over a pond that has been on their property for about 4 years now. The state wants a majority of that pond filled in.
The family and a state representative say this is government overreach at its worst. Our Terry Camp joining us now. So Terry, did the family get approval to put the pond in?
Yes, in 2020, and when it was dug deeper in 2023, local government told them it was under an acre and a permit was not needed for the work. But someone made a complaint to a state agency, and the Wenslick dream of creating this pond has turned into a nightmare.
We spend every 4th of July here.
Here is Joshua Wenslick's property near Freeland, a pond where the entire family can have fun and wildlife call it home. It's even stocked with fish.
This brings our family tons of joy.
The joy might be gone as the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy and the Michigan Attorney General's office say this pond is in a regulated wetland and a majority of it has to be filled in. Zachary Wenslick is speaking on behalf of his brother Joshua.
We went to the township. We asked if we needed a permit. They told us there was no permit needed to do this. We hired a Michigan licensed contractor that also told us we needed no permit to do this.
The contractor is Schlick Ponds of Montrose. We'll get back to that part of the story in a bit. Wenslick says someone who lives in the area made a complaint about the pond after work was finished in March of 2023, worried that water could eventually spill over onto the nearby road. Wenslick says Eagle representatives came onto the property without permission about a month and a half after the complaint.
They were stating that this wasn't going to be an issue. Worst case scenario, it would be a after the fact permit.
That initial assessment was wrong, as Joshua Wenslick was told by Eagle in January that this is now a regulated wetland, and Wenslick and Schlick ponds have to restore the area, meaning a good portion of the pond will have to be filled in. It was in May of 2023, right around the time the Wenslicks were found not in compliance, when Attorney General Dana Nessel and Eagle filed a lawsuit against Schlick ponds for violations of Michigan's environmental laws.
We were told that we should have looked into our contractor better, and basically when the pond was dug in February of 2023, in May of 2023 is when Schlick Ponds litigation with the Attorney General's office became public. So I don't understand as a private citizen how we were supposed to know that that was happening.
Jeff Johnson of Eagle admits this area was a non-regulated wetland, but adds wetland regulations have changed over the past 20 years, and the exemption used to designate the wetland unregulated no longer applies. In brief, the wetland is regulated due to the size of the pond and wetland and its surface connection to a stream. The Wenslicks aren't satisfied with that claim, and neither is State Representative Matthew Bierlein, who writes, "This is government overreach at its worst. Michiganders should not live in fear of losing their property rights over bureaucratic power plays. I've urged Eagle to resolve this fairly and transparently." Meanwhile, the legal bills are adding up for the Wenslicks as they fight to keep the pond they feel they had a right to put on their own property.
I mean, when you look at this place, it just doesn't scream like a horrible ecosystem and a detriment to the state of Michigan's natural resources.
Now, I could not reach anyone at Schlick Ponds for comment. Now, on Thursday, weather permitting, a different representative of Eagle is planning to visit the property and to possibly look at a new restoration plan.